Hello, everybody. So we're joined with Joel today. So Joel's been a client of ours and New Age advisor for how long, Joel? It's over 6 months,
I
isn't it?
think about a year actually.
Is it? Yeah. Jesus. So yeah, Joel's been with us for about a year now. So we're just going to talk to him a bit about his experience and how his fine process. So yeah, first question, Joel, is what was life like for you before you signed up to New Age advisor? What were you up to? How were you getting your business? How were things generally?
Yeah, basically at the time it was a bit slow. Obviously, that was the reason why I thought I need to do something about my situation. I
Yeah.
spent a lot of time networking. I was trying to join every networking group that I could get my hands on, and spent a lot of time doing one-to-ones and all that kind of stuff. But found that it didn't really generate much. I was signed up to one of these lead purchasing things. That was generating, it was generating money, but it was slow and taking up a lot of my time. Yeah, business was not exactly very much. It was turning over, not, it wasn't going as well as I wanted it to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with buying leads in is that it's just no trust there, is there? It's really difficult to convert those kind of leads when they don't know who you are and what you do. And
Yeah, and I found the hardest thing was even just getting on that first call with them. People thought you're getting, it was cold calling or whatever. Yeah.
and often those leads have been sold to other advisors as well as you. And again, with the networking stuff, it's difficult because there's a lot of time investment, I think, isn't it? And usually,
Yeah, you're like also what group you're in. The groups that I joined were maybe not the most dynamic and didn't really maybe have the right people. And
yeah,
I spent a lot of time for a little reward, I'd say.
yeah. And that's the most important commodity, isn't it? At the end of the day, your time, when you just put it in the right place, it's like the stuff that we'll talk about in a minute that you're doing with us. You can literally put yourself in front of thousands of your most perfect ideal client every single week on autopilot rather than investing a few hours a week sitting in front of sitting in a room full of people where two of them might be your ideal client and it's costing you however much time to do that. You say there's a new way of doing networking now, which is online, and it's a lot more effective, I think. And the next question was like, how have you found, since you've been working with us in terms of the process that we show you and that we support you with, how have you found the actual process? Because it's obviously the LinkedIn stuff, isn't it, that you've been working
I'm mainly on LinkedIn, and as we talked about before, I'm trying to think of what the next steps are for me. That's up and running. I'm getting my head around how to get everything set up and all that. Took a little bit of time, but and a bit of trust, I'd say, because there's the added things that you need to do to get it working. And I found that once it was all set up, I can more or less forget about it. Having things automated really makes my day easier. So I was sitting every morning trying to add my ideal client onto the LinkedIn. Yeah. And it's just taking a lot of time, and then trying to follow up on messages and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Getting that set up once it's up and running, very straightforward and works really well. So really happy with that, with the whole
Yeah.
process.
And it's pilot, isn't it? Your, well, just wanted
Yeah,
about your background and
absolutely. So
pilot.
I've been a pilot my whole life. Unfortunately, I was medically retired, I suppose you can call it. When I changed careers, I was initially just like everyone else, you take what you can get. And I was getting a lot of adverse stuff. And I thought, okay, maybe this is going to be my specialty. I'm a problem solver and actually, and I do well with these adverse cases, but it's a lot of work and a lot of smaller kind of value cases. I got into touch with some ex-colleagues and done a few pilots, and I realized that, no, this is the way I need to do. So I'd already identified what I wanted to do, but I needed help with reaching that kind of ideal client. And that's obviously what you helped me with, is really target how to build that.
The messaging, a lot of it, isn't it? How to talk in a strategic way to resonate specifically with pilots. And obviously you've got that.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got that psychology because you were a pilot. So it's just formatting that and then positioning that in the right way that's going to really resonate specifically with pilots and using the right tools to do that, to reach them, which for you,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm fortunate in the way that my background allows me to have that niche that actually that works and that is genuine, and I really been able to help out in ways that maybe other people wouldn't have been.
Yeah, and that's where becoming a specialist comes in, isn't it? Because you're dealing with pilot day in, day out now. It's a very similar scenario, different. It's a similar kind of mindset. It's a similar process. You know, to
People
go.
you told that they appreciate that they don't need to explain their lives to me and the situation.
Yeah,
Bugs already know it and
Yeah.
understand what their contracts look like and all that. So it saves a lot of
Yeah.
time.
You know, that's how you become a specialist and just dealing with them, that same person profile day in, day out. And obviously, when we're looking at markets, one of the main tick boxes is the profitability of that market as well. And obviously, that ticks the boxes as well for you, isn't it? You average deal size, what kind of
On mortgage, just probably maybe a couple of grand, something like that.
the mortgage?
On top of that.
Yeah. And that's in terms of like mortgage size, is what average mortgages are you doing?
At the moment, like the last 6 months, probably look at an average in the £400,000 range, something like that. A couple of bigger ones, couple of smaller ones.
And that's 2 grand on the mortgage and then protection on top of that. And how much is it in total, including protection generally?
Yeah, protection is, for pilots, unfortunately, protection is quite expensive because it's high risk of reputation and it's quite big. Somewhere in the £4,000 region, probably per case.
Yeah. So it's about 6K on average per client that you generate for it. And
Yeah, it's not everyone takes protection, but when I get it, that's where it starts.
yeah,
So they have it in place, obviously, and the way it goes.
yeah. And do you know roughly how many appointments you generate through the LinkedIn stuff at the minute on average? Like
Oh, I don't do a ton of cases each month, and by choice, I spend a lot of time with the family and that. But I probably do. Just trying to look at. I've had some legal stuff, but I maybe do an appointments a week, but it generates plenty for me. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, in terms of, would you recommend it is my question. Obviously what you've been through with us and
Yeah.
giving you that balance as well. Because you talked about, I think there's a lot of brokers are spending too much time working on the wrong stuff. And like I say, when
Definitely.
you're going for the right client, it's generating 6K. You don't need to do many deals, do you? Or many points, really.
As far as outgoings, I probably spend about the same amount of money on this as I did on networking.
Yeah.
So it was basically a swap one for the other. So my budget for trying to get out there hasn't changed, but my income has multiplied. Looking at the first 3 months last year and the first 3 months this year, I can't even compare them. Like it's a massive difference. So probably like 3-4 times the business that I did last year.
Yeah. And that's as a direct result of what you'd done with those.
Yeah, I'd say so. But
Yeah.
the reaching out to the pilot community, which is what you have to do with this, what generates the majority of this income. And I think so far this year, I've almost hit my full target for what I had last year. In January, I set my target. So this is what I want to do.
Beautiful.
I hit it last year and I thought this year I'm going to obviously push it higher, but there's no way I would have done that without help.
Yeah.
So
Nice. Yeah, that's good to hear. And
best money spent, I think.
yeah, like you say, so you've had a good return off it then, that initial investment that you had with us.
What I was thinking and procrastinating, and is an upfront cost, and is it worth it? And do I want to go with this, or should I just DIY it? And I pretty much immediately started generating leads and converting leads, more importantly. So it was pretty quick that I realized that it was a good decision.
Yeah. How quickly did you start getting it in then initially? Appointments and sales?
But pretty much immediately. It was, yeah, with the LinkedIn, when you start adding people, and every day it's just like adding, and then you start getting the messages of people. they reply to you pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It generates leads. And I think the first month I was with you was just shy of 10K. The month before I had done 2,500.
Yeah. It's a big uplift. And that was on month one of signing up with us, joining and starting the LinkedIn stuff. Yeah. That's it. Like you said, that's the beauty of that LinkedIn strategy. It can be instant. Some people it takes a bit longer, but yeah, if you've got that, because obviously a big part of what we do is the first part is defining who we're going after and then doing that psychological research. When you get that right, because a lot of people just don't bother to do that or don't know to do that. And it sounds the same as every other brokers, but when you're specific and you, obviously you know a lot of psychology, but we dig deeper into that and put together a message that really cuts deep and resonates specifically with those people, that's when they reply and you get the responses and it gets their attention initially. That's what
I had a bit of a start there, obviously, having already identified what I wanted to do and understanding where so that's maybe helped me once I got out there to
definitely
get going fast.
Yeah, because a lot of people do. That is the main sticking point, and that's what takes them a long time to actually set the ball rolling with LinkedIn, because it takes them a long time to obviously get through that process that you're already 50 to 80% already done before you even started with it. Yeah, like you said, that's an advantage that you've had. Yeah,
that obviously generating that revenue is obviously great. That's what it works, but also freeing up so much time that I can spend doing other things. That's also a massive thing for me, that I don't need to sit and do tasks that can be done by software nowadays.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't have gone on that myself.
But yeah, like what we talked about before, about leveraging other people or technology to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, it's taking you away from generating appointments and conducting appointments, because they're the two main things that are going to scale your business and help you grow. It's generating the right appointments, not just any appointments, and conducting anything else that's not part of that. Obviously, you've got to fulfill your existing clients, but and it's, like I said, the right client. So you want to be like, you've got to a point where you're making 4 to 6K per deal, and it means you don't have to do many appointments to get what you need, and you've got the rest of that time to spend with your kids or doing the ice hockey or whatever it is you want to do in life. Stuff builds you in life that you need to do. So many people are just working their asses off 12 hours a day. They might be making okay money, but they've not got fulfillment from doing the things that they want to do in life. And
that's like my whole thing for me right now at the point I'm in my life is that work-life balance.
Can be achieved.
It's my priority.
Yeah, it needs to be. I think that's all the questions I have, mate. But yeah, I do appreciate your time today, Joel. But yeah,
thanks for your help, Dan. I'm really glad that I got put on to you. And I don't know where I would have been otherwise. Starting to miss flying maybe, but
appreciate your time, and it's a pleasure working with you, Joel. And yeah, we'll catch up soon about those next steps.
Thanks, Dan.